made by the chairman as to the voter turnout. That will give you, as a percentage of the total number of registered voters, it will give you the number of voters that turned out to vote in the election, as opposed to another way of arriving at the same result, simply counting the number of voters that were recorded to have voted and cast their vote in the election. It is an equation that must agree in a mass submission. If the total number of voters that take part in the election do not agree with the votes that are counted as cast in accordance with Article 138(4), if they don't agree, then it means that the results of that election are not accurate, they're not transparent, and they're not accountable. And therefore, I'm inviting your ladyship and your lordship to go through this affidavit of Mr. Edgar Uko Otumba, because he lays out clearly there's several scenarios in which it is quite clear the second respondent, one William Samoei Ruto, could not have garnered 50% plus one of the vote cast in the election. And since all that is in our submissions and is in the two affidavits that are referred to, I invite your ladyships and your lordships to go through, and you find that it is indeed very compelling, the analysis given out by Dr. Edgar Otumba. Now, your ladyship and my lords, I'd also invite you to look at the affidavit of one Celestine Anyango Opio, and in that affidavit, which enumerates several constituencies, including Chepalungu and many others, where in terms of the results as transmitted to the public portal, there was a systematic deduction of the votes cast for the first petitioner, and the same number of votes that were deducted from the petitioner were added to the votes of the second respondent. And the unique thing about this scheme is that the number of votes cast, the total number of votes cast, remained the same. The difference only was to the extent that the same number of votes that was deducted from the petitioner were given to the second respondent. And I leave that to your lordships to look through when you retire, because the Form 34As, in respect of those particular polling stations, are attached to the affidavit of Celestine Anyango Opio. There is also the affidavit, two affidavits from Arnold Ochieng Oginga, and this is particularly important because it contains discrepancies of the results in several areas, and in voter turnout in Form 334C and the KIMS kit.